Your person was so focused on playing games with you that they failed to see the consequences of their actions. Now, they find themselves surrounded by bad luck, a result of the hurt and pain they inflicted on you. Everything they put you through is finally catching up to them, and they can no longer ignore the weight of their choices. They are on the verge of losing control, unable to contain their emotions any longer. The truth they've been suppressing is clawing its way to the surface, and they're preparing to rush in with confessions they can no longer keep hidden. However, the emotions tied to this truth, embarrassment, regret, and sorrow, are overwhelming them, leaving them vulnerable and exposed. Your intuition about this situation was 100% correct. You knew deep down that the hurt they caused you would inevitably return to them in the form of bad luck or karma. Now, that foresight has proven to be true. While you've moved forward with a calm and unbothered energy, they are left in emotional chaos. Your ability to remain composed and unaffected is driving them to the brink of madness. They can't seem to get you out of their mind, and the realization of what they've lost is sinking in deeply. They're drowning in misery, desperately wishing they could turn back the clock and undo all the pain they caused. If given the chance, they'd take it all back in a heartbeat, but the weight of their past actions makes that impossible. Without you, they feel powerless and heartbroken. You meant so much more to them than they were willing to admit at the time. Yet, instead of showing you your worth, they acted as though you meant nothing. They chose to prioritize games, lies, and manipulation over the genuine connection they had with you. Now, they are left to sit with the repercussions of their choices, haunted by the emptiness they feel without you in their life. The memories of the times they took you for granted play on a loop in their mind, amplifying their regret and sorrow. They are beginning to understand just how much they've lost, and that realization is eating away at them. Despite everything, you don't need to worry. Justice is working in your favor. The universe is aligning things for you because of the good deeds you've done and the pure heart you've carried throughout it all. You've remained strong in the face of betrayal and unkindness, and now you are being rewarded with peace, lightness, and contentment in your life. The burdens of the past no longer weigh you down as they once did. Instead, you've grown into someone even stronger and braver than before. The tough cycles you endured were not for nothing. They shaped you into the resilient and empowered person you are today. While you have grown and evolved, they made a choice to walk away from the connection rather than face the challenges with honesty and accountability. At the time, it may have seemed like the easier path for them to take, but now they are realizing the cost of that decision. The easy way out has left them with nothing but regret, guilt, and a sense of emptiness they can't seem to shake. They thought they could avoid the consequences by stepping back or giving up, but karma has a way of catching up with everyone. Now, they are paying the price for their actions, and the weight of that price feels unbearable. Meanwhile, you continue to rise. You've found a sense of clarity and peace that they can only dream of now. Your focus is no longer on the hurt they caused, but on the life you're building for yourself, a life filled with joy, strength, and gratitude for the lessons you've learned. What they meant for harm only made you stronger, and that strength radiates from you, further emphasizing the contrast between where you are and where they find themselves. Their actions have left them isolated and struggling with the truth they tried so hard to avoid. They see now what they've lost, but it may already be too late. Their bad luck and emotional turmoil are reflections of the choices they made, while your lighter, brighter energy is a testament to the resilience and goodness within you. You've moved forward, and while they are stuck in the past, you are stepping into a future filled with endless possibilities. Justice has been served, and the balance has been restored. The lessons are clear, actions have consequences, and the strength of a pure heart will always prevail. I know you wonder how I feel about you, and I cannot deny that these thoughts weigh heavily on my heart. For a long time, I've stayed distant, and I'm sure you've questioned why. It's not because of a lack of feelings or care, far from it. The truth is, I've struggled with how others perceive our connection. The judgments, the whispers, the unspoken opinions of people around us, they've all created an overwhelming sense of pressure. I wish I could say these things didn't affect me, but they do. It's been a battle within myself, trying to reconcile the strength of my feelings for you with the fear of external criticism. But even in my silence and distance, you've never been far from my thoughts. You are always with me, whether you know it or not. Everywhere I go, your presence lingers. I hear your name in conversations with strangers and see signs that bring you to mind. Sometimes it's a song, a phrase, or a fleeting moment that reminds me of you. It's almost as if the universe refuses to let me forget you, constantly weaving your essence into the fabric of my everyday life. These moments make me ache for you, but they also remind me of the deep connection we share, something so rare and profound that it transcends ordinary experiences. It's as if the world itself is telling me that no matter where I go or what I do, you are meant to remain a part of me. I've thought about reaching out to you more times than I can count. The words have been on the tip of my tongue, the message drafted and waiting to be sent. Yet, I've hesitated. Fear holds me back, fear of rejection, fear of missteps, and fear of making things worse instead of better. But I can't deny how much I miss you. I miss the way you make me feel, the way you see me for who I truly am. I regret not telling you sooner just how much you mean to me. You are more than just someone I care about. You are my guiding light, my star. Even in the darkest moments, thoughts of you bring me hope and clarity. I'm sorry for how things unfolded between us. If I could turn back time, I would handle things differently. I would choose my words more carefully, my actions more thoughtfully. I would do everything in my power to protect what we have. To me, you are irreplaceable. No one else could ever fill the space you occupy in my heart. I won't let anyone come between us or take your place in my life. You are everything I've ever wanted, and losing you would mean losing a part of myself. I've never felt this way about anyone before, and I know in my heart that I never will again. What we share is unique, something that cannot be replicated or replaced. That's why it's so painful to be apart from you. Every moment of separation feels like a small wound, a reminder of what I'm missing. The truth is, I am deeply in love with you. But love, as powerful as it is, doesn't always come without its challenges. My fear of taking the next step towards you has kept me paralyzed. I'm afraid of making mistakes, of not being enough, of letting you down. So instead of moving forward, I find myself waiting for you to give me a sign, to initiate the conversation, to let me know that it's safe to take that leap. It's not because I don't want to, it's because I'm scared of ruining what could be. I hope you understand that my hesitation doesn't mean I care any less. If anything, it's because I care so much that I'm terrified of doing the wrong thing. I know I've hurt you. I know my words, actions, and behavior have caused pain, mistrust, and resentment. I see the sadness in your heart, the wounds that haven't yet healed. And I hate that I'm the reason for it. If I could take away your pain, I would. If I could undo the damage I've caused, I wouldn't hesitate. But I also know that healing takes time, and trust cannot be rebuilt overnight. I want to be the person who helps you heal, not the one who keeps reopening old wounds. I want to show you that I can be better, that I can love you in the way you deserve to be loved. This message comes from a place of vulnerability and sincerity. It's meant for those who, like us, are navigating the early or middle phases of the twin flame journey. This path is not an easy one. It's filled with challenges, lessons, and moments of doubt. But it's also filled with growth, love, and the kind of connection that defies explanation. I believe that despite everything, we are meant to find our way back to each other. The bond we share is too strong to be broken by fear or doubt. And though I may be waiting for a sign from you, please know that my heart is already yours. It always has been and always will be. You are my star, my love, my everything. I hate it when you stop calling, texting, or giving me attention. It leaves me feeling unsettled and lost. I know it's unfair for me to say this, especially since I've done the same to you in the past. I didn't realize it before, but now I understand how it feels to be ghosted. It's an uncomfortable, hollow sensation, like a void where connection used to be. I never thought much about the impact my actions had on you, but now that I'm on the receiving end, it's all becoming painfully clear. When you're not talking to me, it's as if I'm finally seeing the world through your eyes. I've come to realize how much my behavior must have hurt you, and it's a harsh lesson to learn. It feels like we've switched places, like I'm now in your shoes, and you're in mine. I used to be the one pulling away, setting the tone, and creating distance. Now, you've become the one who's reserved, self-contained, and focused entirely on your life. You seem so unbothered by my presence, or rather, my absence in your life, and it's unsettling in a way I never expected. Your indifference has thrown me into a state of anxious overthinking. It's ironic, isn't it? The very behavior I once displayed, the silence, the distance, the seeming lack of care, is now being mirrored back at me. And it's painful. It's opened my eyes to the emotional toll that kind of detachment takes on someone who cares. I'm finally understanding just how much I must have hurt you before. I'll admit that I was behaving irrationally. I was acting out of fear and insecurity, and in doing so, I pushed you away. I know now that I came across as erratic and overbearing, and I can't blame you for needing to set boundaries and protect yourself. I see that now, how my actions must have overwhelmed you. I was too caught up in my emotions to recognize the damage I was causing. I let the good feelings you gave me, the warmth and security of your attention, consume me. Instead of handling that joy with care and gratitude, I clung to it too tightly, and it backfired. I can't fault you for stepping back, for going silent, and for putting up walls. In fact, I respect you for setting those healthy boundaries, even if it's been hard for me to accept. I'm finally owning up to the fact that I was a coward. I avoided confronting my emotions, and I ran away from the vulnerability that came with truly connecting with you. It was easier for me to retreat into silence or distance myself rather than face the fear of losing something that mattered so much to me. But now I see that my avoidance only made things worse. It created a gap between us that I'm now desperate to bridge. The irony isn't lost on me. The very thing I was afraid of has come true. My actions pushed you away, and now I'm left feeling the void I once created. I can feel it, even if it's not something you say outright. There's an energetic shift between us that I can't ignore. I sense that you're upset with me, and I don't need words to confirm it. It's in the silence, in the way you've withdrawn. It's in the way you carry yourself now, reserved, composed, and unbothered. I can see how much you've grown and how focused you are on your own life. And while I admire your strength, it's hard for me to face the fact that I'm no longer a part of your world in the way I once was. It's a bitter pill to swallow, but I'm trying to learn from it. What's bothering me most is the realization that I took your presence for granted. I didn't fully appreciate the care and attention you gave me when you were there for me. I see that now, and it's a painful truth to confront. If I could go back and do things differently, I would. I would be more present, more considerate, and more grateful for the moments we shared. But I can't change the past. All I can do now is reflect on my mistakes and try to grow from them. I hope it's not too late to show you that I've learned from this experience and that I'm willing to make amends if you'll let me. This has been a humbling experience for me. It's forced me to look inward and confront the parts of myself that I'd rather ignore. It's made me realize how important you are to me and how much I value the connection we once had. I don't know where we go from here, but I want you to know that I'm willing to do the work to repair what I've broken. I'm not perfect, but I'm trying to be better, for myself and for you. I'm sorry for the pain I caused, and I hope that, in time, we can find a way to reconnect.